One summer, my cousins and I were playing in the backyard, so I applied some of their normal, everyday sunscreen. The next day when I woke up, my face was red and inflamed, like an overinflated balloon. Once my face deflated, my parents and I realized that the sunscreen had caused a flare-up of eczema. Over the years, my parents and I tried many different remedies to help deal with this condition, or at least find products that wouldn't irritate my skin. I was initially prescribed hydrocortisone. This cream helped reduce the itchy feeling, but it didn't get rid of my eczema completely. Then, about 2 years ago, my dad found Egyptian magic cream. The ingredients were just olive oil, honey, beeswax, bee pollen, royal jelly, and propolis, with no added chemicals. So we decided to try it out. After about a month of using the cream, my eczema was finally gone and my skin felt so much smoother. The discovery of Egyptian magic cream inspired me to keep researching natural remedies for my skin and hair. At times, it was incredibly frustrating to have to research almost every product before buying it, and I was annoyed that I couldn't use the same beauty products my friends talked about. However, I found that making my own face masks with ingredients I knew were safe, like aloe vera, honey, and turmeric, really helped calm the anxiety I felt about my health. After a while of creating my own self-care treatments, I started to think about how anxiety affected more than just me. Coming back to school after COVID lockdown, I noticed my peers struggling with more anxiety than I remember pre-pandemic. My friends started talking more openly about how nervous they were for tests or how the drama in their friend group made them want to stay home from school because they were afraid to have those tough conversations. More importantly, they didn't know how to calm themselves down and deal with their stress. Face masks and bubble baths can only do so much to help with the increased anxiety my friends were facing. So like I had done for my own health struggles, I decided to use my passion for natural remedies to investigate tools that would help my friends calm their anxiety symptoms. So what is anxiety? According to the American Psychological Association, anxiety is an emotion characterized by feelings of tension, worried thoughts, and physical changes like increased blood pressure. Anxiety is considered a future-oriented, long-acting response broadly focused on a diffuse threat. Anxiety is a common emotion that everyone feels, that feeling of unease or worry that can make it seem like your stomach is doing backflips. For example, you might have anxiety when you're taking a big test or having a hard conversation with your parents or even giving a TED Talk. But these types of anxiety are only temporary. For some, anxiety is a more serious mental health condition that requires treatment from a doctor. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, for people with anxiety disorders, the anxiety does not go away and can get worse over time. The symptoms can start to interfere with daily activities, such as job performance, schoolwork, and relationships. Anxiety is one of the most common mental health conditions. After COVID, anxiety levels rose by a significant amount. According to the World Health Organization, anxiety and depression rose by 25% in 2020 due to social isolation. One of the common groups it affects is teens and young adults. A Teen Health National Interview Survey revealed that 21% of adolescents aged 12 to 17 reported feeling symptoms of anxiety or depression in the past 2 weeks. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, 1 in 5 adolescents experience symptoms of anxiety or depression. There are many medications people can take to calm their anxiety symptoms. The 4 main types are serotonin reuptake inhibitors, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, tricyclic antidepressants, and benzodiazepines. These medications can be helpful, but they also have a lot of harmful side effects, including drowsiness, confusion, insomnia, loss of appetite, hallucinations, and even an increase in anxiety or depression symptoms. Worse, taking some of these medications can even lead to addictions. I have a friend with ADHD who takes similar medications to help him focus, and he always tells me how he hates being on his meds because they affect his sleep and appetite, among many other things. He tries to stay off them as long as possible and only goes back on them when he needs to focus on things like school, but as soon as he starts them again, he's back to dealing with the same problems. Because of these and many other side effects, many people, like my friend, search for alternatives. Natural remedies obviously can't be the answer for everything. In some certain cases, you will need to be prescribed medications that can offer more benefits than natural remedies. However, essential oils, different types of teas, and herbs have been used to treat anxiety symptoms for many ages, and there are some studies that show that these homeopathic solutions can be very helpful in calming mild anxiety cases, especially paired with things like exercise or journaling. However, according to the World Health Organization, there is still a gap in the research to fully understand the risks and benefits of these natural treatments. I decided to see if I could fill in some of these research gaps and started looking into plants and herbs that have been used to treat anxiety in the past, like lavender and basil, and one I've never heard of, passionflower. I wish I could say I had a deep reason for settling on passionflower, but the truth is, purple is my favorite color, and I thought the plant looked really pretty. See what I mean? Passionflower is a plant native to southeastern USA. Some studies have shown that it can be helpful in calming mild anxiety. In one study, people who took oral doses of passionflower were found to have less anxiety cases than those who didn't before undergoing surgery. Passionflower has been used as a calming agent in Peru since the 16th century, but it's still very under-researched as a potential treatment for anxiety. For this experiment, I used Daphnia magna, a microorganism and small planktonic crustacean found in local freshwater that's commonly used for research because it mimics the function of the human heart. Its shell is transparent, allowing us to easily count its heart rate. For this experiment, I had one control group and 3 experimental groups with 10 Daphnia in each group. The first step was to count the heart rates of the control group. To do this, I placed the Daphnia in a dark closet for 6 hours and then would turn on the light for another 6 hours. Daphnia usually require a cycle of 12 hours dark and 12 hours light. This modified cycle was repeated twice for a total of 24 hours, which created a photoperiod stressor and raised the Daphnia's heart rate from an average of 240.03 beats per minute to an average of 284.56 beats per minute. Once the photoperiod stressor was completed, I tested the passionflower on the Daphnia by mixing in drops of water to dilute it. I waited 1 minute after I applied the passionflower to count the new heart rate. I repeated the count 3 times to ensure data accuracy. Here were the results of the 3 experimental groups. After the application of passionflower, the average heart rate of the Daphnia reduced to 240.72 beats per minute, which is approximately the same as the control group. The results were very positive and showed that the passionflower was extremely effective in lowering the Daphnia's heart rate. These results suggest that passionflower could be helpful to humans because of the clear decrease in the heart rate after the passionflower was applied. In past studies, passionflower has been combined with other herbs to reduce anxiety symptoms, but there has been inadequate testing of passionflower on its own. Based on my research, it seems like passionflower, without any additional ingredients, can be helpful in reducing anxiety, specifically in reducing heart rates. There still needs to be additional testing to ensure safety in human use, but these initial tests look promising. There are many different resources people could use to calm their anxiety symptoms. Just like it took me a while to find a fix for my eczema, it could take a while to find a way to fully maximize the effectiveness of passionflower in reducing anxiety symptoms, but it doesn't mean people should stop trying. Teens and young adults who struggle with anxiety but don't necessarily want to or need to take prescription medication could benefit from taking natural remedies such as passionflower. Furthermore, there's a high chance that passionflower could not only be helpful for teens, but for people of all ages. With a little bit of time and testing, passionflower could prove to be a very effective solution. Thank you.